Hello everyone. Today I am going to speak on a misunderstood topic in Vedic astrology, the Rahu-Ketu Axis, and how it relates with your karmic flow through past, present and future. Rahu and Ketu, these are often misunderstood and feared planets. People often say my position of Rahu is good or bad, and same with Ketu. And they often associate these planets for random sufferings, sometimes unexpected gains, things like that. However, what we need to understand that these two planets represent something far more significant. What they represent is the karmic flow of life, which means where you come from and what you need to do in this lifetime to fulfill the wishes of the Creator. Which means unless you do that, ever repeating patterns will continue in your life and you will feel like stuck in the same place. So let us deep dive into this topic. What is Ketu? Let us start with Ketu. The placement of Ketu in your natal chart represents your past life capabilities. It represents things in which you are an expert, and that expertise you have achieved through your past lifetimes, which means you are naturally good in it. And you are so good in it that you are no longer, in fact, excited by that. Of course, it feels familiar for you because automatically you succeed in that, but it no longer excites you. So that's why it creates detachment in your mind. We have heard about that Ketu creates detachment. Ketu separates you from material gains. Particularly this is true for the things associated with the house where your Ketu is placed. So if you try to understand things which you automatically succeed, but you are not that interested into it, if you want to understand that, you need to understand the placement of Ketu. Suppose you have passed class 8 and then you go to class 9. So you have mastered the things that are in class 8, generally speaking. So when you are in class 9, although you find things a little bit, uncomfortable where you need to learn things, and you find like class 8 stuff pretty easy and all. So does that mean you want to go and stay in class 8 so that you don't have to take the challenge of learning new things? So Ketu is like that. Those things are like the classes that you have mastered in the previous lifetime. But the problem is that you try to cling to that for that familiarity. Rahu, on the other hand, represents the things which you need to do in this lifetime to master your destiny. That is why you are born. You look at the placement of Rahu and you understand things associated with those things, like that particular house, that will have tremendous attraction for you. That will have tremendous attraction for you and you will try to learn those things. It will be kind of obsession for you to understand those stuff. And that is the significance of placement of Rahu. See, Rahu and Ketu, these two planets, these are not actually planets. Scientifically speaking, they are called nodes. These are mathematical points where the moon's orbit cuts the path of the sun. So these are called shadow planets. These are not planets, but they strike your life with a force so important that only these two planets, when these are understood together, remember Rahu and Ketu has to be analyzed together like an axis, because these are like two ends of a rope, single rope. Your life is pulled by these two planets, the familiar to the side of Ketu and the new attraction of unknown, mystery to the side of Rahu. And so once you are able to understand that and you see that which houses are actually occupied by these two planets, you get a clear understanding of your efforts. Till now, you may have faced certain difficulties in certain areas. So that will be far more clear if you try to analyze the placement of Rahu and Ketu. Say, for example, somebody's Rahu is placed in Lagna itself and Ketu is placed in the 7th house, because these are always opposite. What does it mean? That simply means that that particular person in his past lifetimes has enjoyed the advantages, the good things of relationships. So in relationship, partnership, he is a master or she is a master. So naturally he will form friendships, naturally he will form like people who will be willing to help him or her. But what will happen, there is also a strange kind of detachment in that. It will often result in the person kind of feeling little bit humiliated, little bit of like pressured in those things, because the destiny is asking him to leave those familiarity of the known, to leave that comfort of relationships and stop living like pleasing others. Because if you want to excel in relationships, you often have to please others. So if you go on spending your life like what others are thinking, you are trying to like be loved by all, so that will be a place which you need to come out from. That is the growth that the destiny wants to happen. That's why again and again, if you continue doing that, like living, because this is so familiar, this will happen so naturally for you, you will automatically be like the center of the attraction wherever you go. But whenever that happens, you know that in the end it is going to end badly for you, because the destiny is asking you to leave the comfort of those relationships, start thinking about your own growth and your own development. Understood? On the other hand, the moment you find lagna in your like Rahu in your lagna, you understand that the growth that is going to happen in the first house itself. That means the lagna, your like direction of life, the way you look at life. So yourself, like your own personality, your way of thinking, your way of approaching life is just center of focus. Again and again, you will think that I should do this, but somehow you will be the last moment you will try to like refrain away from that. You will be like pulled against that thing. So you may feel that I can be a great some skill you are very adept at, maybe you are a good singer, but you will find it difficult to take that plunge. Understood? So that is going to happen. But Rahu simply position in your lagna means your personality, some new identity you have to find out in this lifetime, otherwise your life will not be fulfilled. So that is how to look at things. Look at the placement, that is very easy. You can find out your placement of Rahu and Ketu, and you understand where you are inherently good at and what you should do in this lifetime in order to find this like real sense of achievement and accomplishment in this life. See you in the next video.